Hi, very warm welcome to Wellbeing Mission Control. Really glad when you can join me. I'm Greg Parry, and if we're going to talk about wellness and dealing with the stresses of life, it might be useful for you to ask yourself, what is it about certain events that really trigger your anxiety and your stress response? What are the kind of deep lurking fears that cause you to wake up at 4 in the morning, wondering how you're ever going to overcome some of the challenges and obstacles? It's an important question for a great reason. Because most of the experience of fear that we're encountering in our everyday lives is a habit. Yes, it is. It's an ingrained habit that most of us pick up in early childhood. It's so deeply engraved in the foundations of our personality, we think it's a natural extension of who we are. But it's a habit implanted into our early conditioning by our parents, by society. But it's something that can endure for the rest of our lives. And this is where the question becomes a little more interesting, because when you encounter events that trigger a really strong stress response, it's not a question of what is the nature of the event that's upsetting you, pushing you off balance. It's a question of who are you being? What kind of personality do you have to adopt in order to feel that fear and doubt and anxiety? Now, that's not a great question when you're experiencing a crisis and you're going through stress and anxiety. But in a moment of quiet reflection, when there isn't a crisis, when you're practicing perhaps a little bit of mindfulness, you can ask yourself that deep question. And I know it's something that people rarely look at. And that's a bit of a surprise, because it's one of the great keys to unlocking the source of your fear and anxiety. Who do I have to be in order to feel this way? Because most of these reactions are a result of the roles we play. They're a result of the kind of personas that we adopt in order to deal with various aspects of life. So if you think about some of the episodes which could cause you anxiety and worry, doubt, fear, which push you off balance and maybe wake you up in the early hours with an anxiety attack, the deeper question is not what is causing the problem, but who do you have to be in order to feel that way? That can be quite revealing, a very powerful insight into some of the dynamics that are driving your behavior. Because once you understand it, once you see the underlying role that you've been taught to play, you disarm it. It goes further, you dissolve it. And it changes your perception. It changes how you think and feel and behave in the face of some of those triggering events, in the face of some of those challenges. That's powerful. And it's a way for you to generate greater control over your life, because you're taking control over the underlying conditioning. It's a very, very powerful way for you to come to terms with some of the more negative aspects of life, because you're using the creative part of the brain to understand the problem. But you're going a little deeper. You're beginning to peel away the layers of conditioning, all these roles and masks we're taught to play, in order for you to find a deeper expression of who you are. And I'm pretty sure that when you touch those deeper layers, there's a lot less fear. There's a lot less anxiety. There's a kind of enduring confidence, because you will develop a greater trust in yourself, a greater belief in your ability to handle situations, to overcome obstacles. And that is a much more productive way of using your energy, rather than investing in the fear and stress and anxiety. I really hope that makes sense, but what do you think? This is quite a subtle area for us to explore, and I'd love to know how you react to it, whether you've used this kind of approach to dismantle the apparatus of some of your reactions that are really not serving your best interests. In fact, they're probably hindering your progress. Let me know what you think. I love to get feedback from you. It's always a joy to read your messages, to get your suggestions, and also to perhaps to explore subjects which you feel are more relevant to your life. Let me know. In the meantime, I'll be back with you tomorrow, but let me wish you a wonderful day.